السلام عليكم. اليوم بنشرح التشين رول وكيف نستخدمها. أم ولانها في الميديا في الكويز والميد، فبيكون إن شاء الله الشرح جميل بإذن الله. So how do we use the chain rule and what is the chain rule؟ طبعا chain rule بتكون محطوطة قدامكم فوق يمين. We're gonna start by an example so you can understand it easily. So let's say we have this function 6x squared plus let's say 3x, okay, to the power of 5. Okay, so you're not going to be able to solve it without using the chain rule, so this is where we need the chain rule. So exponent for طبعا we see the chain rule here, we can see everything about it hopefully. It states that the derivative of f of x is basically f prime, which is the outside function. I'm making so many mistakes here. Inside it we're gonna put g of x normally without finding the derivative, then we're gonna multiply it by the derivative of g of x, which is the inside function. So in this example, what is the outside function and what is the inside function? The outside function of this question is the power of 5. So if we just divide it into two functions, so f of x is gonna be x to the power of 5, and g of x is gonna be whatever the rest of the equation is. The g of x is gonna be 6x squared plus 3x. Hopefully it makes sense. We just put this here inside of this, which is basically the same thing as we did here. Now we can use the chain rule. So the derivative of x to the power of 5 is basically 5 then whatever was here, the normal g of x. So it's gonna be 6x squared plus 3x. So we're just gonna do the simple derivative thingy, which is 5 minus 1. Then we're gonna multiply it by what's in the inside function, the derivative of it. So the derivative of 6x squared plus 3x is gonna be 6 times 2, which is 12x, plus the derivative of 3x, which is 3 alone 3, I guess. So this is the final answer. It's pretty straightforward, I think. I think with a few more examples it's gonna be clearer. Okay, so let's do another question. We're gonna up the level now. Let's go to a more not a more complicated, but we'll work with different stuff just so it makes sense. Let's say we want to find the derivative of this function. The derivative of this function is gonna be عكست المفروض هو دي y على dx بس ما يحتاج اكتبها. Of this function, let's say we have 4t squared minus 3t plus 7 to the power of minus 3. how do we find the derivative? We do the same thing. So the outside function here is x to the power, or t to the power of minus 3, or x to the power minus 3. Then this is the inside function. So we're just gonna do the same thing. Take the minus 3 outside, then put the exact same function, the inside function, without changing it. Minus 3t plus 7. Then we're just gonna minus 3 minus it's just gonna be minus 4. The same thing we do always in derivatives, which is x to the power of n minus 1. Then we are gonna multiply it by the derivative of the inside function. So the inside function here is 4t squared, which is gonna be basically 8t minus 3, and that's simply the final solution. You can just stop here. No need to distribute or do anything else. So خلنا نحاول نسوي سؤال ثاني. ان شاء الله اللون هذا لون يعني كويس. اوكي. خلنا نشوف سؤال خلنا نحاول نسوي سؤال في يعني شوية more difficulty to some extent. Let's do a square root of 1 minus 8x. So what would be the derivative, and or let's say what's the outside function and what is the inside function? So f of x, which is gonna be the outside function, is basically x to the power. We know that square roots are the power of half, or whatever number is raised to the power of half. Then we're gonna do what is g of x, or the thing that is inside, is basically 1 minus 8x. Let's try and prepare the derivatives at the start this time, so it's easier. So the derivative of f of x is basically 1 to the power of half, and then x, let's just say half minus 1, or 1 minus, so it's gonna be just minus half. Okay, I'm having a stroke right now. Then we want to find the derivative of g of x. So let's just move this a bit so we can have more space of the whole thing. Okay, so g of x, the derivative of g of x is basically 1 minus 8, so it's just gonna be minus 8, because this is a constant. It will go away. This is 2 raised to the power of 1 and just go away, so it's just gonna be minus 8. Now we apply this rule, the same one, so we're gonna have 1 to the power, or 1 over 2 times minus 8 raised to the power, or let's 1 minus 8x raised to the power of minus half times minus 8. We can multiply minus 8 with the half just to make it 8 over minus 8 over 2, which is going to be basically minus 4. Let's just put it straight away. 1 minus 8x minus 1 over 2, and this is the final solution. This is the final solution. What? Okay, highlighting with a black background isn't the best idea. So let's do one more example. So let's try and do this problem. Hopefully it's not too difficult. So let's start. So we can see that this problem has two terms. So let's start by the first term. The first term is obviously doesn't need the chain rule. It's just a simple 3 times 7 x to the power of 6. So we can straight away just put 3 times 7, which is 21, hopefully. X to the power of 6 minus let's just put this down here. First, so we can see this is the outside function and this is the inside function. Let's prepare what is f of x. So f of x equals sine or minus sine. Then we're gonna just do this. So the derivative of f of x here, we know the derivative of sine. It is cosine. So since it's negative, it's going to be negative cosine, and then we'll have g of x, which is x squared plus 6, then the derivative of g of x, which is 2x. This just goes away since it's a constant. Now we can simply apply the chain rule. So 21x minus 6, so we'll just put minus cosine times the normal or the equation before the derivative, before we differentiate it, times the derivative, which is 2x. Can just take the 2x to the other side, so it's gonna be 21x to the power of 6 minus 2x cosine x squared minus 6, and this is the final solution. So let me just put a bit. So this is the final solution. We just moved this here. Hopefully the video is light and easy, and I'm just trying to copy the organic